friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean.
And Zane.
This is my fiance, Zane, for those of you who haven't met him before. He hasn't filmed with me in a while. He's in my vlogs, obviously, but we haven't filmed together in a very long time. And for December, when I'm uploading every day, I wanted to do a Meet My Fiance Q&A kind of video. And I'm actually uploading this on our engagement anniversary. We got engaged on the day that you're seeing this 1 year ago in New York. It was amazing. Just small ring. You did good.
Thanks.
So I asked for questions for you to ask us or him directly on my Instagram stories and on the community tab. I got a decent amount and we're gonna go through them and answer them for you. Are you nervous?
No.
Zane doesn't get embarrassed easy. He's pretty chill about everything.
Yeah.
Let's do Instagram stories first, because I think there were less on that. How was it like moving in together? My boyfriend and I are planning to move in together at 1 year. We moved in together technically like 6 months in. I moved into his house with his parents for the first, after 6 months of us dating, for about 6 months.
Yeah, we were spending like every other day together anyway. We would basically switch off.
Like he would go to my place and then I would go to his and then so on.
And we would just sleep there. And my parents were used to it. And then due to like just situation, she had to move somewhere. And it was coming up quick. So we asked if she could move into my parents' place. And she did that. And we lived there for
about half a year.
Yeah, but then we
got our own apartment with a friend. And we've just been living together ever since. We've been together about 6.5 years now.
Yeah.
We got together July of 2013, so we've been pretty much living together since the beginning. And we were best friends for like 2 years prior to that as well.
But yeah, it was really easy. I'm kind of surprised we went through that process so easily.
Yeah.
Like getting our own apartment. We didn't know anything at that age, and we still did it. But I mean, it's still a big responsibility, so you know, don't do it if you're not ready. But honestly, I'm kind of the person that advocates, like, if you think you're potentially going to be with someone for a while, I think testing living together early on is smart, because then you'll learn sooner rather than later if you can handle each other's quirks. Because how awful would it be to be dating someone for like 3, 4, 5 years and then move in together and then realize you can't be together? Yeah, I guess
that's so much time.
My one advice would be don't get a 1-bedroom, get a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
Because that way, if you guys do break up, you can still live in the same place, or whoever wants to move out can get a new roommate. You can have a roommate in that other room.
Yeah.
So that would probably be something to consider. Agree. We did have a 2-bedroom. We shared a room and we had a roommate. But we didn't break up, so we were fine.
Yeah, we've always been fine. All right, our next question. Which Marvel couple do you think you're most like? Can I say Captain America and Tony Stark? I feel like Zane's so just like Captain America, just like, this is how it is. This is how things are done. And I'm like, nah, man, we're going to do it this way. We get along great, but we also butt heads on things.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't think of any couple, though.
I don't really like the couples in Marvel, like, at least in the movies.
The only couple I can, like, really think of is Tony Stark and, whatever her name is.
Pepper Pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy, but I don't feel like that's us.
No.
I'm going to stick with my original answer. I think it's funny. What things does he do that just make you smile? He's just always smiling, like all the time. Like I'll just look at him and he's just like, he's just always happy. So just his sense of being happy makes me happy. He's just a really nice guy.
It's a good way to live.
What were your first impressions of each other? Well, when I first met him, he showed up to a friend's small pool party with another girl with our friend. So I was just like, oh, that's Dylan's friend and he has a girl with him. That's cool. Like, I didn't really care. I didn't really bat an eye at you, actually. I was just like, oh, that's just Dylan's friend who's here with another friend.
Yeah. I mean, she was basically my friend. So.
Yeah.
But I do remember seeing Betty Jean. But when I first saw you, you were like on top of Mackenzie or something. I didn't know what to think, but I definitely thought...
That sounds so bad.
I don't know what you guys were doing.
We were just playing in the pool.
You guys were just messing around.
We were like 16. Well, Mackenzie would have been like 13, but still.
Yeah, it was in high school, for sure. But I do remember thinking that, oh, she's really pretty and probably out of my league.
And then he added me on Facebook and then started talking about AP classes.
Yeah, we did talk about AP classes.
Does he let you do his hair? I feel like I'd be offended if you didn't let me do your hair.
I mean, that's kind of how it started.
But you're also basically bald. All I do is shave his head.
We were friends, and she started going to cosmetology school in town, and I would go get my hair cut by her, and then I just kept doing it. But that's when I had some hair.
Yeah.
I have since lost it, so now we cut it really short, and one day it will just be gone. But she does help maintain my beard. She's got me products and stuff, so.
Do you share the same hobbies? I feel like we share a lot of the same hobbies. There's definitely things I do that he doesn't care about, like this, for instance. He's not, like, he understands makeup and he understands what I do, but he's not, like, obviously watching makeup channels like I do and researching products and things like that. And he also doesn't care about hair, but he'll listen to me talk about it.
Yeah.
And then he's really into Star Wars. I don't care. He plays D&D and I don't care. He plays a lot of games that I just don't care about.
Yeah, there are some games we play together, and sometimes we play if we have some time, but I play, like, a lot more games than her and, like, do my controller stuff.
Yeah, hit him up if you want a custom GameCube controller. He can customize you one.
But not until after the holidays. I'm too busy.
His job, hobbies, and favorite music. What is your job?
I'm a IT guy, a systems administrator. Tech is my actual title. So, I'm the only IT guy for our office in this town, and it's pretty big, like 150 plus people. So,
he does computer things.
Yeah, I do computer things, and I make sure, I also help Betty Jean make sure when her computer's messed up, I come to the rescue when it's out of space.
Like today, I was inputting footage and it said out of space, so I told him to come up, and he literally, all he did was check my trash, saw that it was deleted, and he closed it, and it was fine. Like, everything was fine. Like, nothing even happened, and it fixed just because he touched it. It was really annoying.
Yeah, it happens a lot. I'm used to it.
What are your hobbies?
Well,
I guess we kind of talked about that.
Video
Video games, controllers.
I do mess around with controllers. I build computers. I play a lot of video games. Lately I've been playing a lot of Pokemon, trying to play that in tournaments and stuff. And D&D. I try to get it in. It's hard to play D&D as an adult because you have to get
everyone's schedules
multiple
are different.
adults in the same place at the same time for a set amount of time, and whew, that's tough. I would have been way easier if I got into it in high school.
And what's your favorite music?
I like metal mostly. And,
I feel like that used to be me too. I used to pretty much strictly just be like more hardcore stuff, and I still like that stuff. Although I was more into the scene kid kind of stuff. He was more into the obscure metal.
Yeah, I don't know how I went down. I didn't like music at all until about middle school, and then I was like, oh, music is good. I don't know how, but
I feel like that's just how it happened.
I started from classic rock to classic metal, like 80s metal, and then it just got weird, like black metal and folk metal and weird stuff. And I don't really listen to that anymore. I like a lot of progressive stuff, but I've also been getting into, I like a lot of video game soundtracks.
You like a lot of pop punk too? And you'll listen to stuff
like
that I listen to, like Halsey, 1975, people like that.
I like
pretty much everything but country music is what we're down with.
For the most part, yeah.
What's the longest time you spent apart? Was it hard to do? I feel like the longest time we've ever spent apart is like maybe 2 or 3 days. Like if I've gone away to a hair show.
Yeah, Betty Jean's gone to a hair show.
I think our longest time we're going to spend apart is actually going to be happening when this video's up. I'm going on a cruise with his family without him for a week because he didn't have vacation time and they invited me to go.
They had an open spot.
I think that week is going to be our longest time.
Yeah, because I went on a work trip once, but it wasn't that long.
It was just a weekend, I think. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 days is the longest we've spent apart.
So the longest time will be coming up, and I don't think it's going to be that hard because she'll be on a cruise. She'll be having tons of fun. She might wish she could go off with me instead of my family and do stuff, but I'll be working, so instead of having to come home and cook dinner for both of us, it'll just be me and maybe Morgan too.
Yeah, pretty much. Where did you meet? Like I said, just a small pool party one of our friends were throwing.
Yeah.
Did you fall for each other right away? I didn't. He was into me pretty much immediately. During our first like 1.5 years, 2 years of friendship, he crushed on me hard, and I knew it. He made it very obvious, but it took me up until that time to finally decide to give him a chance.
Yeah, I liked her for a while, but she didn't like me. But that's kind of the problem that young Zane had with all the girls.
And I mean, part of my problem too was I just wanted like guys that weren't right for me, ones that I don't know.
And to be
Just not
fair,
the right
there was a
people.
point where I went away for college, and I was long distance.
That's true. I wanted to date you for a second, but you moved away. So I was like, nah, man, I'm not doing this.
I had to go to school, but then I came back, so it's all good.
Favorite thing to do together? I like just having like day trips or small vacations or long vacations. Just we don't have time for that. Just like little day trips.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because when you find someone that's right for you, you just like spending time with them in general.
Pretty much. Like even just like having an errand day going to the grocery store. Like today, like we went to the doctor and the grocery store and the bank, and it was like fun.
Yeah.
Do you have a song? If we were to have a song, I would put it under I Caught Fire from The Used, but we don't really have a song.
Yeah.
There's not like, oh my gosh, this one song makes me think of you.
We bonded over that song for a long time, and that's probably the closest to it, but it isn't one that we like actively play. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's on our wedding playlist, but it's not going to be like our first dance because it's
We don't
not,
even know if we want a first dance.
It's
I'm
not-
too awkward.
Yeah, I don't want to make it all about us, but it's also not really like a dancey song. It's a
I
good
can
song.
dance down to it.
I could dance to whatever, but still.
This one says, Zane, what's your favorite thing about Bean?
About Bean, I don't know. It's hard.
I don't know.
I like a lot of things about her. I can't pick a favorite.
You gotta pick one favorite.
One favorite? Well, I don't know. She looks good in everything. It's crazy. You guys see it in all these different wigs and stuff, and it always looks good.
What are you talking about? This is my natural hair and I'm not wearing any makeup.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
When/what was the moment or whatever you were sure he's the one? By the way, love you so much. You're the best. I don't know. I feel like when I finally decided to get together with you, I was kind of just like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last time. Like I have to like start dating someone. I don't know. I just kind of had a feeling. Like I didn't think we were going to break up. Like I think the reason I didn't want to date him for the longest time is I wanted us to stay friends because I was scared we would break up and not be friends. So when I decided we were going to date, it was because I didn't think it would end.
Yeah.
I don't know what your answer is though.
I mean, I don't know. We spent a lot of time together as friends, and then as she started getting more comfortable with the idea of dating me, we were spending almost every day together, and so it just felt right. And then when I got to a point where I thought she was ready to date me, I think I double checked with one of our mutual friends and was like, should I ask her out? And she was like, I think she had asked Betty Jean how she felt about me, and she said, yeah, I like him, and she's like, Zane, go for it. So
Now, the window's open.
So shout out to Katie.
I tell everyone who asks about relationship advice, like, it honestly should just feel easy. It should feel normal. People say, like, I hear quotes like, love's a battle and it should be a fight every day. I don't believe that. I don't think it should be hard. I don't think it should be something you need to, like, work hard at every day. Like, it should come pretty easy and pretty naturally. Like, obviously, if you have issues, which they will happen, you should resolve them and work on those issues, but it shouldn't be a thing where you're, like, battling every day.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Obviously, if your relationship is working, good for you, but I don't think that it should be hard.
Fights will happen, but as long as you don't escalate it then, and you just take a step back, both of you take a step back, as long as you can come to it and apologize to each other, because even if it wasn't necessarily something you did, you know, if you were kind of snappy when they got snappy at you, you just come together and talk about it.
You just have to let go of your pride.
And communicate. Let go of pride. That's important. I think our biggest fight was over, or one of our big fights was over burrito shells.
Oh my gosh, you got the wrong shells.
I got the wrong size burrito shells, and I think Betty Jean had a really bad day, and she got really upset, and I'm like, oh, we can still make small tacos or small burritos, and she wasn't having it. It wasn't really a fight, but she did get really upset. Had to take a step back, let her cool down.
What's his favorite D&D class to play, and his favorite D&D character's name? I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
Well, I won't get super into it, because I actually haven't played a ton of D&D. A lot of my experience is in this Star Wars system. It's the Fantasy Flight Game system. and I actually usually ran them. I was the game master, so I don't really have a favorite class because I'm usually the one running it. I joined my first real D&D campaign a few months ago, and I really liked my character. We started in Pathfinder, and it was a mighty godling. His name was Darren. He had a god complex. He thought he was a god, so it was really fun to play because I was always bragging, and it was not really my personality too, so I thought that was kind of fun to sort of play that character. Betty Jean's over here like, I don't care. I think she'd have a lot of fun with it if we played just a basic D&D. Pathfinder's kind of hard.
When would I have the time?
Well, time is hard to find, that's for sure.
Do you have a favorite color or look on me?
Is it two questions? Do I have a favorite color? And then, I'm just kidding. I mean, she does so many colors. I definitely like darker lips, I think. I don't know if I have a favorite look.
He told me once he likes precise looks.
I like precise.
So he likes if I do like cut creasy stuff, like really intricate
Yeah,
things.
she didn't understand. I thought it was very clear what precise meant.
I just thought it was a funny response when he initially told me that.
I don't know, just when it looks like clean and cool. I don't know how to explain it.
Did you have a favorite Halloween look?
I'd have to go look at all of them, but she did some really cool looks, and actually some of them were when I was out playing D&D, and she'd text me, and I would be like, "Whoa, that looks so cool!" The wolf girl was really cool. The ghost girl was also really cool.
I liked those.
Those were good, and she's like, "It's okay." I'm like, "It's so good."
How nervous were you to propose?
I was pretty nervous because there was a lot of factors going on that I couldn't control. Like, we were going to the cat cafe, and I needed the timing to be right and have my opportunity, and so I was nervous. And then the day before, or maybe it was the week before, I was like, okay, are we good to come on Saturday? And they thought I was coming on Friday. So I was like, but it was fine. I coordinated it with the owner. I was also a little scared because one of the ideas was giving the ring to one of the employees and having them put it on the cat, which is sort of what happened. But I ended up giving the ring to my sister, and then the owner took it from my sister. And because it was the owner, I wasn't that worried about some employee running off with the ring. But that was probably
some random New York employee.
I was a little worried about. But I knew she had no idea. So I wasn't nervous about her figuring out. I had
a strong feeling it would happen on our New York trip, but I did not think it would be the very first thing we did at a cat cafe.
That was my idea.
Man, I looked rough. I was so dirty from that plane.
She looked fine.
How did you decide to propose, and how? Well, I guess we kind of talked about how it was at the cat cafe when we first got to New York. It's actually in my New York vlog. You can go back and watch that from a year ago. It's really cute because Malia, his sister, got it on camera.
Yeah.
But we were just sitting around, the owner comes out and she's like, this is this cat, like, so cool. And I'm just like engulfed, just like watching this cat. And she's like, here, you get to hold him. And all I thought was like, oh my gosh, it's my lucky day, I get to hold the cat. And then I'm just petting the cat, I'm not noticing, and Zane goes, what's that? And it was a ring tied to the cat's ribbon. And then the cat ran off with it.
And the cat just was like, what are you doing? It was a good sport, but
it was funny.
It was really funny. And
when did you decide to propose? I guess that's the other question.
It had been being planned for a long time. Betty Jean kept insisting. She's like, proposing to me at the New York trip would be a great time. And
well, because at that point we'd been together 5.5 years.
But I had already started planning, and at a certain point I even had the ring. And so I was talking to my parents about it and everything. They kept suggesting things like, oh, we'll do it in Times Square. But honestly, like, if you go to Times Square around that time of year, it's so busy. It's so crazy. I didn't want that. I didn't mind other people being there, but I wanted it to be a little bit more intimate. So the cat cafe, putting it on a cat, is something she joked about a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago, I saw some random Fancy Feast commercial where the guy proposed to the girl with a kitten. And I was like, oh my gosh, how cool would it be if you got to propose to with a cat?
Yeah, so I kept that in the back of my head, and, I didn't want to, I thought, oh man, that's kind of cheap, because that was her first idea, but it worked out perfectly because we found I was researching cat cafes. I reached out to both of them, and one of them was like, oh, you have to rent out the whole venue. And I thought that would be weird if she walks in and there's nobody there.
Like, wow, this is a lame ass.
The place we ended up doing it was like,
cafe.
oh yeah, we'll help you out, no problem. So I went with that place because I wanted it to look normal. People there, and people got really excited when they saw it happen.
Do you remember what it's called if any New York people want to go to it?
It was Conico.
Conico. I don't remember what part of New York it was in. I know it was like in Manhattan.
It was pretty, I think it was pretty close to...
It was by the expensive area. Because it was in the same area as Beauty in Essex or whatever, that restaurant.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember the location. That was not on my mind. I was letting my parents navigate.
What made you fall in love with each other? I mean, really just his whole demeanor. He's so calm and patient and understanding.
Yeah.
And
I think compared to other people that she dated, I was just, like, always down to do stuff with her and spend time with her, and like we could do whatever. We spent a ton of time together, and I'd go to the store with you. I hate guys that will just like be grumpy when they have to go inside a store. Like just go in the store. You don't have to buy anything for yourself if it's stuff you don't want, but just look at stuff, and I don't know.
What made you fall for me?
I feel like we're going over the same stuff now. I loved her, just her attitude and the fact that she was into a lot of stuff that I liked, and was really fun to spend time with. I still felt like you were way out of my league, and so it felt right.
That's so funny. Who's generally the first to apologize after a disagreement, or do you both? I feel like both.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm definitely the more stubborn one, 100%, so a lot of the times I'll hang on to something a lot longer. But there's also plenty of times where I'm just like, I was being grumpy for no reason. I'm sorry.
That is something that when she would do that after we would have a little spat, that's something that made me know, okay, she's the one, because she would come to me and say, listen, I was mad, and I'm sorry for getting upset, and the fact that she can admit that is incredible to me. And obviously I will apologize for anything that was my fault, but I don't want to make it sound like every time it's Betty G getting mad at me. Because I could be dumb too. I've made plenty of dumb mistakes, but we both apologize for it. We don't stick it up and go, well, I was right.
How long have you known each other? I guess since like late 2011, early 2012.
Something 2011, because that was when I was in.
We'll just call it 9 years or 8 years.
Yeah,
we'll call it 8 years.
But we were just friends then, and we just acquaintances.
Do you guys want kids? I've been over this so many times. I hate talking about this. We don't want children, and frankly, it's not an appropriate question to ask people.
Yeah.
Don't ask people if they want kids. You don't know what they're going through. Like, you don't know if someone's trying and they can't. It's just not really appropriate.
It's definitely,
but we just don't want children.
Yeah, it's definitely awkward because you don't know if that person can't have kids at all, and it opens a wound that they don't want to talk about. So, yeah.
I go on some rants. I did a whole Get Ready With Me just about that topic.
Yeah.
But no, we don't want children. I never plan to birth a kid. If we change our minds, we want to adopt like a toddler / young child. But as of right now, we don't want them at all. Would you move out of Florida? I want to move so bad. Yes, I want to move somewhere cold so bad. I either want to go up to the New England area or the Pacific Northwest. One spectrum or the other. I'm so over Florida.
Yeah, she definitely wants to move. Not to say I don't want to move. I'm totally down for a new adventure.
Are your political views different? I feel like our political views are pretty much the same. I don't think I could be with someone who had different political opinions than me. Just because I'm very firm on what I believe.
I mean, there's certain things I guess we don't completely agree on, but I also feel like my political views have changed since we started dating as I've gotten older. But we could go talk about that for a long time.
Do you have inside jokes together? I mean, yeah. I feel like it would be pretty sad if we didn't.
Yeah, we do. We like reference funny things we saw in shows and movies and funny videos, I guess.
Do you use sentences or words that used to be typical or belong to your partner? Do I say anything you used to say? I feel like what we do is there'll be like a random phrase that's like the new generation that they're saying, like random slang terms, and we joke about it, and then it becomes part of the vocabulary.
We start using it ironically, and then from there it just becomes natural. Betty Jean, keeps doing it a lot. Like today she said whack. Like that's whack. Several times, and I'm like, all right, that's her new thing.
Well, that's it for Instagram stories. Let's go to the community tab.
YouTube community.
We've been filming for a while already. Let's see how long this video is going to be. What's your favorite games to play together, both tabletop and video? Tabletop games, I like Munchkins and Codenames. Those are my favorites.
And Villainous.
And Villainous,
That does
yes.
count.
I forgot about that one. Video games, Kingdom Hearts, really anything Nintendo. Life is Strange is one of our favorites. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Those are like our top favorites together.
We definitely like anything that, even if it's one player, that it's engaging or has choices. But
We love those Telltale games and stuff. What are your future plans as a couple? I'd love to own a home, move away. I would love to, when I'm like old, to have like a cat sanctuary, like a cat rescue. Maybe not like a huge big deal one, but just like at least something low key. Adopt old animals. I don't know what else our plans are together. I think that's about it. Travel a lot.
Yeah.
I would love to like own a home somewhere that we love, and then if we just have like random little spots that we like, maybe own like little tiny homes in those little spots, just so we can like live in a tiny home when we're visiting those places. I think that'd be cute. Best and worst parts about planning a wedding.
Yeah.
The worst parts are everything. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. It's just a lot of pressure. It's stressful. Just because like essentially you are planning a party for other people. So it's just a lot of stress and a lot of pressure. And there's so many things you can't do all at once. A lot of things you kind of have to wait until it's closer. And that stresses me out because I'm someone that would love to get everything done early.
She's a planner type of person. So she's like, oh, let's talk to this person. And they're like, oh, we don't need to talk about that until months before. And she's like, no, we're talking about it now. And it's just hard. It's hard to separate the fact that it's for you. Like you are planning a party that's supposed to be about the two of us, so it was hard for us to think of it as fun for a while. We kept thinking we were just gonna be stressed and try to manage everything, so that luckily our parents talked us down and they were like, listen, we're gonna make sure that you guys have fun, and that's the thing. Is so we've tried to look at it from a new perspective. We started putting a registry together, which is something we originally didn't want to do at all. But we had fun just going around window shopping.
Been fun. I don't even know if we'll get any presents, but it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun just looking at stuff. Like, would we ever want that? I'd be like, that'd be really cool. We put it on the list. Nobody might, probably nobody will buy it for us, but it was fun to do. And we're just going to look at things less stressed and more fun, I guess.
One of the other fun parts is just seeing when excitement comes out of other people that are coming or are a part of it. That's fun too, because then it just makes it seem a little more worth it. Did you take time to adjust moving in together, or did it come naturally? I feel like it came pretty naturally. Maybe looking back, like in the moment, maybe some things took some time to adjust, but I can't think of any of them, so I imagine nothing was that big of a hurdle.
Yeah, we were already spending time together. Betty Jean had been living on her own with roommates instead of with her parents for a while, so she already was buying her own groceries, and we would cook meals together. I wouldn't always eat with my parents and stuff like that, so we were kind of used to it. I guess it was a little different moving in with a roommate as opposed to just us two, but it was good, and it felt good to own all our stuff. We made it a point to buy appliances and stuff and not split it with our third roommate, just because we knew we were in it for the long haul, and he was just there to live with us. So that was cool to like, oh, this is ours. And,
What's the best date you've been on in 2019? I don't know. I don't feel like we've done much this year.
We have, but it's definitely hard because I don't know. I
can't think of anything. I know we've done stuff.
What's our best date? I mean, we've done stuff in town. I don't know.
Obviously, we didn't do anything that crazy. We didn't want to spend a bunch of money on like any trips this year or anything like that. So everything's just been really low key, just like food. What's your favorite downtime activity?
Like for both of us?
No, just yours. Everyone knows I don't have downtime.
Yeah, when we do have downtime, we just watch whatever show we're into at the time. I mean, for me, it depends, because I also don't always have downtime. Sometimes I have to sacrifice downtime to work on a controller or something, or plan out a D&D session or something like that. But otherwise, I just like to play whatever game I'm into. I try to focus on one game at a time. But since I like to play some games competitively, it's hard because sometimes if I don't play a game for a while, I get bad at it. So,
What's your favorite movie to watch together? I know my answer. What's your answer?
I don't know, because I like to watch new movies.
You're totally going to agree with me when you hear my answer.
But I have to say it's either going to be It or I Want a Dog for Christmas.
Okay, both
Charlie
of those
Brown.
are fantastic, but you're wrong.
Okay.
Our favorite movie to watch together is 50 First Dates.
That's a great one.
And Peanut Butter Cup.
Yeah, there's our inside joke. You have peanut butter cup in your eggs? So funny. Great movie.
Favorite vegan meal. Is the fake pulled pork vegan?
Yeah.
Okay, then if we have the fake pulled pork from No Evil Foods on a vegan bun, that's my favorite vegan meal.
The pulled
it's
pork,
so good.
and then get a melted Dia provolone slice on there. That's it. That's all you need. It tastes so
Chef's
good.
kiss.
The other last
Can we have
week
that for dinner?
we have to go buy some. Last week I got creative and I put it on King's Hawaiian rolls.
Oh, that's not vegan.
I don't know.
but-
I don't know if they're vegan,
Probably not.
but I'm sure there's some type of bread that's vegan, that's
So
similar.
good.
But you put some. I did use vegan butter on top, and then bake it in the oven for a little bit. That was
There's also a lunchtime kind of restaurant in Orlando called Dixie Dharma, and they have vegan chili dogs and vegan mac and cheese. Ooh, that's good too.
you wouldn't even know.
You
that
would
stuff
not
is
know.
vegan.
You would be fooled. It's so good. What was your first date like? We went to Bento and got sushi. It was really good.
That's it. We went and got sushi. That was a great.
We might have gotten ice cream or Starbucks afterwards, but
Yeah.
simple.
That was the first
Simple
of
and
many
easy.
times getting sushi there together, because we got them so many times.
What's your favorite band?
That used to be a hard question for me, but a band I feel like I'll never get tired of is Periphery.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Has Zane ever let you put makeup on him? Yes. It takes a lot of force. I've only done it, I think, once.
I just don't like the feeling of it.
Yeah, he just hates it.
It makes my eyes itchy, and I'm sure that's something you can get used to, but eyelashes, oh, those are the worst.
And honestly, it's not that fun. I don't enjoy putting makeup on other people, and he doesn't enjoy getting it done. So
Yeah.
it's not that fun for
I
any
mean,
of us.
the looks are cool, but I guess the application process.
Would you even want to do his makeup? I guess that kind of answered that question. I have, but it's not that fun of an experience. How old is Zane?
I'm 26.
I'm 25, just in case you don't know. What's your favorite makeup look that I do? I guess, like we said, the more precise looks. Favorite shade of lipstick on you? I know you said dark colors, but
Dark colors. I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite actual shade, but I
just dark.
do like the dark colors, probably preference.
Favorite comedy movie?
Um,
Mine might be 50 First Dates.
yeah.
It's so good.
These questions always get me because I just enjoy things, so it's hard to think of a favorite.
Favorite TV series? Mine are, and I watch these all the time, Modern Family, Full House, How I Met Your Mother. Now, what's it called? The police one. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's one of our favorites together.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I'm so glad we started watching it because I knew about it, and I like Andy Samberg and Terry Crews, so we started watching it, and it's definitely turned into one of my favorites, so I would put that on the list.
Breaking Bad's one of your favorites, right?
Yeah, I've only watched that one time.
Charmed will always be a favorite.
Right now I'm watching The Mandalorian, which I'm sure a lot of people are watching.
Not
And
me.
that show is really good. It just feels really good, and the production value is great. It's the Clone Wars series, which is not new, but also on Disney Plus now. Another great show. It started out aimed at kids, but they kind of shifted more mature. A lot of people don't know about it, but if you like Star Wars at all, I highly recommend the Clone Wars.
Favorite horror film? Do you know who I am? It's always going to be it.
Yeah, I'd actually...
They're probably more gearing that at you. Everyone knows that's my favorite.
Honestly, I'd agree.
He loved it.
It was really good.
He was immediately researching the backstory as soon as we finished watching
I'm a
it the
horror
first
movie
time.
hater, really.
Yeah.
When we first started dating, it became a bit of a problem. She wanted to watch all these horror movies, and I kept saying no because I wasn't interested in them. If the plot is not good enough, I really don't want to watch it.
As if you don't want a spooky GF. Favorite romantic comedy? 51st dates.
Yeah.
Does Zane smoke weed, cigarettes, or drink alcohol, or has he in the past? I don't think you've ever smoked weed or
none
a
of the
cigarette.
above.
He's sipped alcohol, but he does not drink alcohol.
Yeah.
He's never even been slightly buzzed in his life.
I had to tell the doctor this today, too.
How many siblings do you have?
I have
one.
I have one. Technically, I have some step-siblings.
Yeah, technically you do.
But I'm not really close to them, but I grew up with one sister.
Are you closer to your dad or your mom? Well, your biological dad, not at all.
Yeah, probably my mom.
Yeah. You're pretty close with your stepdad, too, though, even though we
Yeah.
don't call him that. He's just his dad.
Yeah, I just call him Dad because I was like 2.
Yeah.
But, we're really close. But honestly, if I would ever ask them something, I'd go to my mom. And I don't know why. It's just kind of...
I mean, she did birth you. What's your middle name?
Austin.
Which is actually his biological dad's last name.
Yeah. So that was a little nod to him.
Who's your favorite YouTuber?
No, that's a tough
If you don't
one.
say me, then you're wrong.
Well, obviously it's Beauty.
I don't know. We like Jenna Marbles. I know you didn't ask us. You asked him.
Yeah, I really like Alpha Rad and Northern Lion. Both completely different. Both involve video games, but completely different styles. Alpha Rad's more funny stuff and bits, but Northern Lion is just full playthroughs.
What is your favorite childhood memory?
I don't know. I had a pretty good childhood. I can't complain too much. I really enjoyed a lot of the trips we went on. Like, I got to go to Las Vegas and stuff like that. Places
Yeah, your
that
family's always been good at taking you places.
I'd love to go again. I really enjoyed whenever a new Pokemon came out. Like, I just remember having a ton of fun with those.
Favorite moment of 2019 so far?
I have to think of all the moments.
All the moments.
All the moments. We've had a lot of fun stuff. I thought our anniversary this year was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just got dinner and saw Lion King. It was good.
Yep. And I liked our road trips we took up to North Carolina. Like, because that was just different. We haven't really drove that far before, but I enjoy it. The drive is not so fun, but...
It's not so bad either, though. You both are so cute together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Most of these questions we already answered, but what are your top 5 songs of all time?
It's going to take too long for me to come up with this song.
Or at least think of, like, a song that comes to mind.
I mentioned Periphery because one of my favorite songs is Catch Fire. That's a great song. It's on their 3rd album, I think, and that's...
What's a quirk you find endearing about each other? I feel like mine's literally just, like, how he just smiles all the time. Like, he'll just be, like...
Yeah.
Just, like, hanging out. I don't know if that's considered a quirk, but I feel like people don't just, like, seem happy like that all the time.
I really like how, I'll just hear Betty Jean talking, and she's not talking to the camera or filming a video. She's talking to the cats. Or just, like, doing stuff with them, and it's really cute.
Talking to them like they're a people. Alright, we already answered some of these. What's your favorite place to visit or go on vacation?
I don't know, I feel like we've only gone a couple places, but New York is up there. But it's because we got to spend so long. We spent
like a 10-day vacation there when we went last year when we got engaged.
Almost 2 weeks over 2 holidays, Christmas and New Year's. And that's probably one of the longest trips
it was nice because we got to have a lot of
all.
downtime there. We got to like just chill in the apartment, and it wasn't always rushed. It was so good.
So I'd
Best
love
trip
to say
ever.
New York is one of our favorite places, but it's just the place we've been the longest. So I'd love to go more places and spend more time. Even like North Carolina, we've only made short trips up there.
Yeah. Out of all the cats, who's bonded most with Zane? Definitely Felix. Felix will follow him. It's so cute. He loves Zane.
He'll follow me around. We tested it. I went in a circle. I went in a room. I went upstairs, downstairs, and he just trots along. And I don't really know what he's doing. He's not expecting food. I think he just wants attention.
What does this mean?
5e or Pathfinder. Those are both D&D systems.
Oh.
When I started playing, it was with Pathfinder, which is a lot more complicated. Not a big deal to me because I like to think I'm pretty smart, but it was a lot more complicated. There were a ton of options. I was able to find the character class I really wanted, but my friend got tired of running the game, so we switched DMs, and then we switched to 5e. 5e I really like. I don't have a problem with it. It's just a lot simpler, so definitely I'd recommend 5e for most people. But if you're really into tabletop stuff, Pathfinder is a lot more in depth.
What's your favorite meal to make together? I mean, I would just say that fake pulled pork, but that doesn't really require a lot of skill level. Something that actually requires cooking. I don't know what my favorite meal to make is.
Is it just to eat or make?
Just to make together.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of things I like making.
Yeah. And I felt like it's hard because there's not a ton of room in our kitchen.
Our kitchen's so small.
For us to make stuff together.
Yeah, it's usually one or the other.
So.
I mean, I really liked making Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Even though I took most of the reins on that, it was still a lot of fun.
Well, you came up and filmed and I did some more stuff.
You switched stuff in and out of the oven. What Hogwarts house would you sort each other in, and what house do you think you belong in? Well, I would sort him in Gryffindor, and he is Gryffindor. What would you sort me in?
That's what the tests say. She says she's Slytherin.
That's what the test told me.
But I feel like you're a mix of a lot of them, but I feel like she's probably pretty Ravenclaw.
Would you let Zane pick your makeup for a challenge, of course? We've actually done that, probably 2 years ago, early on in my channel. He picked my makeup for me to use. We just did like a little get ready with me Q&A. That was probably our last Q&A we did.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would do it again, but it wouldn't be that exciting because like I said, he kind of knows what he's doing. Like he would know what to pick.
I've picked up on stuff. We did a video where I followed a tutorial and
he communicated the tutorial. Like he
her,
listened to it with headphones and he would tell me what the tutorial was saying.
Yeah.
In his own words.
And it, that was fun. So I picked up on things. I actually listened to her. Pro tip for guys out there, listen to what your girl says, or boy, or anyone. Listen to people. Even your parents. Like, listen to people. Listen to what they say. You'll learn a lot. I could probably do your hair.
Do you know each other's communication styles? Yeah, Zane's just pretty calm. He's pretty logical. He likes to talk things through.
Yeah.
Pretty much it. He gets distracted easy, but that's not, like, intentional.
ADD happens.
Do you know each other's boundaries, when to back off when one's upset, or when to talk it through if that's what the other needs? Yeah, and it stinks because, like, when we are having some kind of confrontation, his thing is he wants to talk it out right then. Sometimes I need a break. So we've just kind of found a balance where I won't never talk about it, and he'll also give me a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
And it works out.
I've had to really learn to give her space, but what that does to me is I'm like, I want to talk about it. All I have to do is we just talk about how it happened and how we can fix it. That's it. But gotta give her space. She's got to talk to me when she's ready, and then after that, we're good.
What is your favorite set of dice, and describe them?
It's an interesting question.
A lot of people care about your gaming. I'm surprised.
I have these like red and blue swirl dice. I could show them, but they're downstairs. I've seen some really cool dice. I'd love to get some like really nice, expensive ones, but yeah. But that's the pair I use. But I found that when you really play, you need more than one set. Like one set of dice only comes with one of each type. Well, depending on what you're playing, you might need to roll more than one of a D6 or a D20. So I have a couple different ones that I use, and I like colored ones. I like ones that just have a lot of color.
This one, we answered a lot of these questions already, but this one we didn't. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you guys? I don't know if crazy means good or bad.
Yeah, I mean,
a crazy bad thing was dealing with Felix having his bladder blocked up twice within like a 2-month period. That was scary.
We both were in the car. We watched this guy get hit on a bike.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was scary.
Really crazy because he flew in the air. Betty Jean was not doing good after that, and I was trying to drive very safely.
I must have blocked that from my mind.
We saw a car on fire on the interstate once. That was kind of crazy.
It's scary over in these parts.
I mean, it's Florida, but yeah, that's what I'm
trying to think of good crazy. I mean, good crazy would just be like getting engaged, getting our first apartment, like things like that.
Yeah.
The fact that I hit 10K, I would almost consider crazy for both of us.
I've been rooting for her, telling her, oh, when you hit 10K, when you get big. She says, no, I won't. But I said, yes, you will.
Is he an artist? If so, will he do your makeup? He's not an artist. He's getting good with like the controller customization, but beyond that, he doesn't draw. Yeah. He doesn't paint. He's not like musically inclined.
Even when I have been doing controller stuff, it's basically like
you're playing with like dyeing
a color scheme. I've been dyeing stuff, but only dyeing them one color. Yeah, I painted a couple, but it was solid white.
Yeah.
The most I'm probably ever gonna do is like a 2-tone, but I'm gonna do more like simplistic, minimal looks because I just am not that artistic.
Yeah. I mean, he could, in theory, like, do my makeup, but it's just not something we feel like doing, I guess.
I think I'm creative, but not in that way. Not
Yeah.
enough to do a makeup look.
You're
or
good with
draw a
coming up with
picture.
ideas.
I am very good at ideas, brainstorming. I feel like even not writing stories because I can't write well. It would read very boring, but the ideas are good.
Our last set of questions. How does he feel about the makeup industry, and what do you love about my creations? Well, how do you feel about the makeup industry? Just in general.
I mean, it's kind of a weird question. Weird for me to answer. I think it's really cool. I think it's so unique compared to other industries because it's almost like such a community, but it's like there's lots of people who just go out and buy makeup but aren't really interested in the community or the industry. They just go to the store and buy some new eyeliner or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes it's weird to think about the disconnect that there are people that shop for makeup
you
and
guys
don't
are
like watch reviews first.
researching palettes. You know, you're looking at the sneak peeks, counting down till release, and pre-ordering makeup. You know, I can pre-order video games, but it's just different. But it's really cool because it's taking something that people use every day and making it like artistic, doing these really cool looks. And I think a lot of people are getting more, I want to say brave with makeup looks. More fancy looks are becoming more common rather than just smoky eye.
Yeah. What do you love about my creations?
Well, I love how creative they are. I can't imagine doing this for as long as you have and still being able to come up with new ideas. We talked about how I'm good at coming up with ideas, but I'm not artistic. You know, you know these colors, and I think it helps that you had your cosmetology background, so you know color theory, you know these things. I don't. I'm terrible with colors, but it's partially because I am a little colorblind. So it's super cool to me.
Do you know much about makeup? I don't know. Pop quiz. What is this?
It's a eyeshadow palette.
What is this?
It's a foundation because it says so on that. Some kind of spray, setting spray,
Nope.
primer.
It's primer.
Okay, yeah.
What is this? If I can open it. What is this?
Is that highlight?
Yes. What is this?
It's a palette. It's not an eyeshadow palette. Is it? I don't know. Is it highlight? No, it's not shiny enough to be highlight.
It's a contour palette.
Contour. I knew there was another type of palette.
What is this?
I forgot about contour. That's highlights.
No, this is blush.
Blush.
He knows enough.
Yeah.
It's close enough. And last question, what plans do you have for the near future? Well, we get married on Valentine's Day. Our honeymoon is in May. I don't know if we have any other near future plans.
Yeah, that's kind of what our focus is on now, just because if we were to try to plan anything else,
I want a house so bad.
hard.
We were talking about like buying a house, but I can't imagine buying a house next year.
We have been looking at houses just for fun, but the market is in a weird place where we live.
And our lease here ends in March, so we'd have to like start right now, and I can't handle that stress right now.
And if we want to move away, then that will just make it harder.
So yeah, I guess that's about it. This is a very long video. I hope you enjoyed it though. You guys asked the questions, so you better enjoy it.
I like when my favorite YouTubers post long videos, so.
Yeah, people like when I post long ones. I just always get self-conscious that no one cares. Well, if you made it to the end, what emoji should they leave?
Thinking emoji, because that's my favorite one.
Leave that emoji if you made it to the end of the video. Give it a thumbs up if you like Zane. Give us ideas if you want him to be on my channel again for the future. Don't just ask us to do each other's makeup because that's boring. Be more creative than that. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's beautbean. Follow me there. I post every single day. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be posting every single day in December. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.